Welcome, Vault Dwellers. My name is Nacho Bidness. That's Cheaty McCheatface, and we're going to take a look at Nordhagen Beach today before we do any building or any scrapping. We'll come back later in this video and show off what it looks like built up, but first, a couple of program notes. First, PlayStation 4 mods dropped today, at least today as I record this, and I am excited by that because even though I am on Xbox One, many of my favorite builders are on PS4, and I can't wait to see what kind of weird and wonderful things they're going to come up with. I kind of feel like the PlayStation 4 players got kind of the short end of the stick, and although they're late to the party, I think everyone as a community of Fallout fans is glad that they were finally able to arrive. Second thing, I'm going to start trying to make some shorter videos because I feel like the 20 plus minutes videos that I've been making are a bit too long, and maybe a lot of people are missing the coolest parts of my settlements because I tend to build up to those and show them at the end. Let me know what you think of that in the comments if you'd like me to keep making shorter videos or go back to trying to do a whole settlement one video. Now, as we look at Nordhagen Beach before we get started here, it is a pretty cool place to build because it is reasonably flat. There's not a lot of elevation change. There is some space that's out here on the ocean, and especially once we have the Scrap Fallout 4 mod installed, there's very little here that we can't scrap, which means that this ends up being a nice blank slate. It's a medium-sized settlement. You can kind of see the outline of the build area there, and that means that it's not really constrained like Oberlin Station was, or overwhelmingly large like Spectacle Island is. So I will admit that making a boardwalk here is not an idea that is original to me. I will put a link to the video down below where I first saw that idea, but I feel like I really took that story germ and ran with it. I'm proud of what I did here. Let's go look at Nordhagen Beach after we do some building. Well, we're dressed like a tourist today, and so is Piper, because we are visiting what was a pre-war tourist attraction. Welcome to the Boardwalk. There's a lot of pre-war buildings here, and you can kind of see them from this angle with the seawall there and that other building that's sticking out over the top. But there's also buildings that settlers have come in and built themselves after the war. So this wall, for example, was scrapped together after the war, but other stuff here was repaired and repurposed by the settlers. The wall itself is not 100% complete, but that's okay. This side doesn't quite cover the whole settlement, but really the only thing that's coming from that direction is Fort Strong, and in my game at least, a couple of years ago, the Brotherhood came through and cleared that place out. Let's go in the main entrance here, take a look around, just kind of get an overview. There's a guy that normally is standing there, not sure why he's not there, that is a guard, but he also sells tickets, and got to have my free water welcoming people to the settlement like I do in all my settlements. On the left is what's left of the parking lot for this boardwalk, and some of the cars have been turned into a wall, and some of that stuff has been turned into houses. On the right is the area where the settlers themselves live. So these are post-war shacks that have been built up by people here. I figured that before the war, people would commute to this place that worked here, but after the war, they'd rather just live here. Got all my street lights there. I mentioned in my video on the target range game that those street lights are on a timer, and they turn on when it gets a little bit darker, and they turn off in the morning. And I think it's cool because it just adds a little bit more motion and life and makes it feel a little bit more like a real place, having things happen without me actually pushing a button or anything. That target range game was pretty cool, and I did a video on that one already. It has a game inside of it that keeps score and dispenses prizes, and if you're kind of interested in that, go take a look at that video. Getting out here on the boardwalk itself, we've got this boat rental out back, so you can rent a boat and go kind of tool around on the bay a little bit. I don't normally recommend doing repeating patterns like this, but in this case, with it being a pre-war structure, I think it's okay, because post-war people are just building stuff out of whatever they can, and pre-war they were able to go to like Home Depot or whatever and get all the supplies they wanted and make stuff look uniform. Got the rad racers there, and we'll take a look inside some other time. Got a little food court here with a sausage cart and a what's left of a diner. And over here we've got this wishing well. This is kind of fun. Wishes are one cap, and it took a few mods to put this together. This was, I think, the fountain statue itself was the mod, and then the waterfalls are out of a different mod, and the lights, which come on with the street lights, are another mod again, and the caps that people have thrown in here are out of even another mod yet. A lot of fun we can have by mixing and matching all the different mods that we have available. Got a Mirelurk vat there with a fire burning underneath, cooking them up good. Also have this other pre-war shopping mall kind of thing here, this little strip mall that normally these gates will open up at 8 o'clock in the morning and they close automatically at 8 o'clock at night, just like the stores. But I've got them shut right now just because I didn't want to quite show these off just yet. So we've got face painting and a salon and a gift shop and the Nuka Zapper race, which I also have a person who is supposed to be standing there using a mod that turns basically floor mats into vendors so that we could have a barker for the Nuka Zapper race. Also got a functional batting cage and an arcade that I think is going to be pretty neat when we show that one off. So you can kind of just get some little peeks through the window there. So I hope you like the kind of shorter form video, and if you do, let me know in the comments, and be sure to hit the like button. I'm curious to know what people think about trying to keep the videos a little bit shorter. If you want to see more, especially if you want to see all the cool interiors and some of the working attractions I've made here, hit subscribe. If you didn't like, please tell me down in the comments, and I can try and do better next time. And looky there, the street lights are on now, which means that my fountain lights are on. I think this looks kind of neat with the lights shining through the water. Until next time, my name is Nacho Bidness, and I'm saying it's a great big wasteland out there. Let's go have fun in it.